Why don't you explain to me what happened?
Please get off my porch now.
If you're a sucker for a good cause, Brian Michaud is happy to talk. But ask why he's double-crossing those who want to help Wisconsin veterans, and he gets all worked up.
What you're doing right now is a witch hunt based on disinformation from somebody who is the actual thief here.
He gets people that believe in veterans, and then he preys on them.
When Robert Weinzottel met Michaud last fall, he was selling coupon books full of buy one, get one free offers from local bars and restaurants, with proceeds to benefit injured Wisconsin veterans. Hence the name, Double Up for Vets.
Who's going to say no to vets? It got me.
It got local businesses, too.
I have a lot of family that are veterans, and I know a lot of veterans.
The significant part of it was to donate portions of these proceeds to the veterans.
That's why we have what we have, our veterans.
But Michaud wanted more out of Weinzottel than a simple $15 book sale. He was looking for a business partner.
He wanted $30,000. I didn't have $30,000.
Instead, Weinzottel scraped together $14,000 and threw in the use of one of his investment properties as office space. In exchange, Michaud promised Weinzottel 1 million shares of Double Up Promotions.
I was just jacked about doing something that was going to make me feel good about what I was doing.
But it wasn't until a month later that Weinzottel finally asked,
"How much have you actually donated to injured vets?" And we're going to his van, and he's like, "Well, I haven't donated anything right now, but I hope to one day." It was a giant kick in the stomach.
He complained to the Better Business Bureau.
When you use the word cancer or veteran, people want to reach out with their pocketbook, and they don't use their head, they use their heart.
The BBB contacted a Vietnam vet named Doc Dentis.
Bogus.
Doc runs a military website that serves as a clearinghouse for veterans' causes in Wisconsin.
I started digging, I was calling, emailing and calling every organization I'm involved in that I know of in this state.
He asked if anyone had gotten money from Double Up for Vets.
That's American Legion, that's VFW, that's AMVETS, that's Wisconsin Vietnam Vets, that's the Veterans Board, that's all the Christmas with the Vets, that's POW. None of the groups, anything that means anything around this state, has ever received a dime, not one.
Usually there may be a small percent that goes to the actual mission, but this is highly unusual.
The book lists disabled American veterans, wounded warriors, soldiers' angels, and the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs as the types of programs to be funded.
You named 4 specific organizations. None of them had heard of you or gotten any money from you.
What kind of person would do something like that?
You're a great journalist. I know you've dug up everything that you can.
How about a convicted felon with a record of burglary, forgery, and resisting arrest? Brian Michaud is a former cocaine addict who once robbed his own parents to pay off a drug debt.
This is exactly what I knew you would do.
He owes more than $50,000 in court judgments for printing costs, legal fees, unpaid taxes, and more. He's also a 3-time drunk driver who's not even supposed to be on the road.
I didn't know he had that past.
Weinzottel has tried to kick Michaud out of his house twice.
You want him out of this property, but I have to follow the law.
He's failed twice.
You guys are unfortunately the victims of whoever drafted this agreement.
Seems Weinzottel is trapped by that agreement that supposedly gives him 1 million shares of the business. It also allows Michaud to live in his house rent-free for a year.
Mr. Michaud wrote the agreement.
I know, but you signed it. And that's part of the problem.
He's a professional squatter. That's what he is.
And that's not all Michaud's gotten for free.
Took advantage of the Boucher Group's generosity to veterans.
Before Michaud got this van, Boucher Ford donated a different one back in the summer of 2010. 6 months later, the dealership repossessed it.
No evidence of any veterans signage or anything on it, but he did put on 17,000 miles.
FunJet Vacations donated 3 trips to Mexico for a promotional contest, but when the winners all booked their trips on the same day, FunJet got suspicious, and Fox 6 found the winners are all friends with ties to this woman.
Why don't you tell me who Nikki is?
My girlfriend.
Okay, and how is she related to John?
She's her cousin.
And how did John end up winning? How did John end up winning? How did John and his friends all end up winning the vacations that were supposed to raise money for veterans?
So FunJet pulled the trips.
People legitimately are trying to give to help offset the problems here. And what does he do? He runs with the money.
In some cases, he runs to the local casino.
Oh, you're talking about one little thing on a bank statement back from September.
No, I'm talking about thousands of dollars.
No, you're not.
I have the records.
No, you don't. I guarantee you don't.
Actually, we do. Company bank records provided to Fox 6 by Weinzottel show that Michaud withdrew nearly $2,000 at a Potawatomi ATM last summer including 3 separate withdrawals just hours after Weinzottel gave him a $9,000 investment.
By no means feel sorry for me at all. If anything, feel sorry for the vets because they're getting ripped off.
Michaud insists Weinzottel ruined him by stealing his inventory.
He ripped us off from day one, Brian. That's what you don't understand. From day one.
But while Michaud delivers excuses, Weinzottel seems to be the only one delivering donations.
I was just trying to do a little help.
The books were set to expire in March, so last December, Weinzottel sold hundreds of them for $1 apiece and gave what he made to the Milwaukee VA.
I got rid of a lot of books, and I gave the donations to the vets.
Now Michaud is trying to take credit for that.
That is not true that a dime has not gone to vets. Some has. According to our
what
business
group? Name
plan,
a group.
Name
a group.
The VA.
What VA?
The VA, Milwaukee VA.
Michaud promised to set the record straight.
You don't have the truth yet. And I'm willing to give that to you when we sit down and talk.
If only I could wait until after his eviction hearing.
Are we still on for Monday is all I'm asking, Brian.
We scheduled an interview for Monday, May 7th. I waited. He never showed.
I'll take that as a no.
It's a disgrace.
He disrespected all the veterans in Wisconsin.
He should be in jail.
It's got to be fraud.
I set out to raise money for injured veterans.
Since we started asking questions, Michaud has blacked out the panels on his van, removing any reference to veterans, and told advertisers for his new book that he's going in a new direction.
He did not explain why. He just said the focus changed from the veterans to other organizations.
Ironic for a man who was born on Memorial Day weekend.